My name is Ishmael Perez, and I'm going to be explaining the simulation hypothesis. Is it a fact or fiction? Well, it was firstly proposed by physicist Neil Bohrstrom, who in 2003 came to understand, based on his discoveries, that we might live in an artificial simulation. And some of the evidence for his theory and others that actually confirmed and backed his theory is the fact that at the fundamental level of reality, there is this thing called the Planck's length, which is the lowest level of reality as far as reality can be measurable, which is 10 to the minus 30 from a meter. That's how small the Planck length is. So that means that our reality, by virtue of that, is pixelated at the Planck length level of reality. Now, in terms of metaphysics, the Planck length is also a tetrahedron, right? An equilateral triangle. So when you think of our third dimensional reality that is being held by tetrahedrons, and when you think about how the atom is mostly empty space, it makes a lot of sense that the only reason why I am not going through this share right now and I can't go through the wall is because of the fact that I am interfacing through this avatar and everything is collapsing, right, from the waveform into this third dimensional solid by virtue of the congealing of tetrahedrons. Now, I do want to point out that there are two types of simulations. You have a cybernetic simulation, which is equivalent to a video game or a computer program. And then you have a living conscious simulation, which is, I believe, the simulation that we are in. The difference is, some scientists think that our universe was projected from another universe in some kid's backyard by a 10-year-old kid, and we are the result of that we are living in his computer. That does not make any sense. The truth of the matter is that we are living in a living simulation. And what that means is that our universe created itself, right? We do live in a participatory universe. Our universe projected itself in an ongoing feedback loop of information that is feeding itself and growing as it is expanding one outer space level at a time. So what that means is that our universe is a self-aware conscious entity. In other words, it is a simulation that was generated by the mind of our cosmos, okay? So I believe in a living simulation, and the idea that in this simulation, things are not just information, right, which is made up of energy, but they also have meaning, and things are also conscious and aware, right? We live in a planet that is sentient. Our planet revolves around a star that is sentient. The star revolves around a galaxy that is sentient. Our galaxy revolves around the galaxy. The galaxy revolves around the central core of our universe, which is sentient, and so on and so forth. So that is the difference between a living conscious simulation that was projected, self-projected from the mind of God, right? We are the emanation, time, space, and what we call the continuum is an emanation from an already existing mind. And that to a simulation that is an artificial computerized simulation. In other words, we are not like Sims living inside a computer that is generating our reality from another universe. We are actually participating in all our experiences. Everything that we've ever experienced was designed by the higher mind, which is the unimind, the collectiveness of all the minds combined as one big omni-mind, in order for it to explore more of itself. And that is the difference, my friends, between a living simulation that is aware and conscious, that is embedded with mind and spirit, than that of an artificial computer simulation. So the fact that our reality is the lowest of the dimensions in a spectrum of light, where the visible light spectrum only is one fraction of the entire wavelength of what we call our potential reality, tells us that our third dimensional simulation is just a projection from an already existing conscious, again, reality that exists all around us, but the only reason we don't see it is because we're not vibrating to its frequency. So think of the dimensions as different levels of the simulation. The higher we go in the dimensions, the closer we are to base reality. Base reality being what? The eternal mind of the all, which is eternal and has always existed, right? We call that the realms of eternity. So that is my take on the simulation hypothesis. My name is Ishmael Perez, and I hope you enjoy this segment.